Okay, as the title of the video implies, today we're going to be focusing on an animated character. However, we're going to start from scratch. We're going to create the project in this episode along with setting the environment in which we'll create everything. And more importantly, getting our character in place and have an animation set to it. So from here, we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, we're going to start with creating a C++ project. We're going to make sure it's right from scratch, no starter content, anything like that. We're going to name it after the course that I'm taking, so course 312, which is scripting for Unreal using C++. Okay, now that it's up, what we're going to do is get the animation starter pack and install that into our project. Okay, that's all done. And before we get started, what we're going to do, you can see the platform there isn't very big, so we're going to make some adjustments. I'm going to try and do this in scales. So instead of, using the handlebars and just growing it, we're going to actually set in the values. Okay, so this looks okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually make copies of it. And the reason for that is by making a copy, they're identical in size. So I don't have to try to guess what length the walls are going to be. That being said, that's going to be a wall. So let's go ahead and we're going to shorten it up. Figure out which one of these is the one we want. There we go. And we might adjust this once we have the player character inside and we see how tall it is in reference to the character. But there we go. Now all we have to do is line it up and we'll be all set. I'll go ahead and fast forward past this because this is pretty boring. All right, so I'm back. I think I got it good enough for us right now. We'll call that good. And when I hit save, it's going to want to save the level that we just created. So creative names, let's see. Well, let's call this Game World. And there we go. Actually, let's do a folder for it, kind of organization. We'll call it level. All right, I'm happy with that. All right, so here we have it. We have a place to run around and play. Perfect. So let's get started with the class. We have a couple of different ways of doing it. First off, let's make sure in the class folder, you can right click and select it there, or File, New Class, and then of course we can just go ahead and select the character class. We're going to get creative again. Player character. I know, I'm creative. That's going to go ahead and build, and we'll be back when it does. Okay, so we're back. Hope you don't mind. I want to skip through those to make these a little bit shorter than what they have to be. It's creating two classes, the header file and the CPP file. And that's all we need. So we're going to create a blueprint. You can do it this way, or you can go to a class viewer, which I have already docked right there. You can see the character class we just created, and we're going to create a blueprint class. We're going to, of course, pick where we wanted to put it, so we're going to create a new folder, and we'll call this blueprints. Actually, let's go ahead and call it characters. No. Yeah, it makes the most sense. Character. And then we'll just do a subfolder underneath that. And we'll call that blueprint. That way we at least know we're somewhat organized. All right, and with this, the naming convention is always, BP underscore and then the name. Okay, so we're gonna dock that up on top. And there we go. That's it, we're done. No, just kidding. So now we gotta go to the mesh. We're gonna go to the drop down. This is where we're gonna find the animation, but let's set the mesh first. There we are. As you can see, he's not facing the right way. So we're gonna drop him down to the right scale there, and then turn him around. And there we go. So that's all set. The only thing we have left to do now is select the animation blueprint, which I just happen to know it's that right there. Compile, save. And let's go ahead and find him. In the animation blueprint, you can see that animation blueprint if you wanted to, right in that folder. But we're going to go ahead and drop our character in. And believe it or not, there he is. We did it. We have an animated character and an environment to play in, and now that I'm looking at it, the environment is really small based off of some of the things we're going to be doing. So I will change that offline and see you in the next video.